Hey, what's up guys? Rado here with Dirt and Iron. I'm very excited today because I'm going to meet a very interesting person. You know, before I started my YouTube channel, I was watching a lot of other YouTube channels about dirt bikes and also about fitness. And I thought it was so cool when these fitness guys, you know, that I used to watch, or I'm still watching some of them, when they met and they did like workouts together or something like that. And I just like that people who I follow, who I like, when they were together in one video and they, you know, they were friends and they just hang out together. I really like that. So I was trying to do something similar, you know. I've been on YouTube now for a little bit over 2 years. So I was trying to get in touch with some of other YouTubers that have also similar channels, of course maybe bigger channels too. I was trying to get in touch with them. Some of them are not really interested, but some are. And today I'm really excited because I'm going to meet a guy that I was watching his videos for a long time. I learned a lot from him and I'm still learning, and I just admire his work, and I can see that he really loves dirt bike and stuff around it. So today you guys and me, we are going to meet Jay Clark, so stick around. Alright guys, so we are here with Jay Clark. Jay, thanks a lot for meeting us. We're really exciting, you know, to be here. So all these beautiful builds that we see on all over the internet, everything happened in this garage?
Pretty much, yeah. It's what you, sometimes the bikes will like get built like at a engine builder, like Twisted or somebody else. But we'll do all the final assembly here. We'll take it apart here and then put it all back together here.
We know Jay is one of those blessed guys that can do dirt bikes for a living. So I would like to know how did it happen? Like, where did you start riding, and how did it improve to that part?
A little bit by chance. So I worked. So as far as riding goes, I learned to ride just as a kid. My uncles rode. I didn't have a dad that rode, but my uncles did. So that kind of got me into it. And I was telling you earlier that I never had any bikes that ran very long. So even though I rode at an early age, didn't really ride much. I mean, I probably have ridden more in a month than I did all my teenage years, you know, now. Like, I'll ride more in a month. Like, my boy and I just went on a big, we call it motocation. When we went to Utah, we rode like 6 out of 8 days. We probably got more time on a bike in that trip than I did all my teenage years, because anything I had that was always broken, and we're just sitting around waiting for it to get parts and fix it. So then, when I was in high school, though, I learned a machinist trade and do vocational school, and I was a machinist, and then I came out to California. I was in Missouri. Came out to California, got in the aerospace industry, and it all went away. The jobs went away in the early 90s. And so I talked to Weisco. They were a company in Ohio. Said, hey, you guys need somebody out here representing you in California. You know, the magazines are out here, the race teams, all that kind of stuff's out here. So was able to convince them that they needed.
That was pretty brave move, right? It just went out to Weisco.
And they flew me out there to Ohio, and we talked, and I worked for them for about 11 or 12 years.
How about motocross versus trail riding? What do you prefer? What do you do more?
So that's a good question. And I asked my boy, and I talk about that quite often. If we had the perfect moto day or the perfect trail day, I kind of prefer the moto day, but it's got to be on the track that I really like. That's not the tracks that in the last 20 years have gotten way tougher, way more jumps, doubles, and things that just aren't necessary to have fun.
Right.
Like we were talking about Kauai or Glen Helen, when it's toned down after the National, we'll have a more natural terrain track with big uphills and downhills, and without a lot of doubles, and you can have a good time. Zaka Station was a track I liked a lot, and so if you could ride those kind of tracks, or a sand track out in the hills we talk about, those are really fun, and I think to me that's the best. Now, but you can only do that, say, for a couple hours. You know, like it's not like trail riding. You go all day.
Right.
And you can trail ride for 5 or 6 hours. It's more of an adventure. You see lots of stuff, so you're exploring. So there's totally different things. In California, unfortunately, we don't get enough good weather. The summertime is so hot. The trails aren't good. You're not supposed to be out there. You can start fires when it's really hot and dry. And we don't get a lot of rain in the winter, so we only get like a handful of days that it's really good trail ride, wet weather out here. So that's why we tend to trail ride a lot in Utah.
Now you guys, the California is going through this stage where they are trying to decide what we're gonna do in the future, how we're gonna trail ride, if we're gonna be a red sticker only, or red and green, or it will turn into one sticker. So I wanted to ask Jake what he thinks about it. What do you think will happen? You know, they're talking about it for like 2 years now, I think. Is there any outcome that you think will come out?
Guessing about politicians is like kind of crazy because you don't know what they're going to do, because whatever makes sense they won't do probably. So it just seems like we spend a lot of money. California has the most bikes, you know, sold and registered and all that, and we don't have nearly the riding lands we should for as much money as they bring in, and that money gets robbed all the time. I hear about it, that money from the green sticker, red sticker fund gets robbed, and they've learned that the red sticker bikes don't hurt the environment any worse than having a green sticker bike out in the hills. So it's just a money thing, and who knows what really motivates it. So I just hope that we can get some more riding lands and get more areas to ride in California that are legal areas.
You know, there's another question I want to ask. You guys, you know, dirt bikes, riding and being with your family, being with your friends, that's a big part of all that. It's like, it's not just riding a bike, but everything around it. It's really fun, and it just brings people together. So what would you say, you know, to our young guys who want to start riding a dirt bike, but kind of parents don't want to do that? Like, there's a lot of good things about dirt biking. It's not just like a dangerous sport, right?
Yeah. So I mean, of course, it's dangerous like anything, but anything that's got an engine and you're doing stuff like this, so it is dangerous. But mountain biking is dangerous, and you know, you can do that. But as far as, you know, it is a good sport. Very rarely, I was thinking about it, you see guys that are into dirt bikes. They're not usually into a lot of trouble. They're not going around doing stupid stuff, causing problems, because they want to go ride dirt bikes. And so they're either working to get money to race, or they're training. If they're serious, and they're training so that they can be better, you know, at motocross or whatever it is. So you tend to be well, you know, balanced and good. You know, I run into a lot of good people who ride dirt bikes, of course, and they all get it, that we're really addicted to this thing and enjoy it.
Cool. You know, another question I have for Jay, since he's in the industry for years. How many years are you working around dirt bikes?
About 25, 26 years.
Yeah, that's way more than than me. And you know, if you look at the dirt bike market today, there's a big chunk of market coming from Europe. KTM, Husky, and there's other guys too, like Gas and Sherco, these guys. But if you look at KTM, they're putting a lot of into development, into, you know, R&D and all these things. And if you take those Japanese bikes, they're not really kind of keeping up with the Europeans. So Jay, what do you think? Like, where is the direction? Are the Japanese going to catch up, or are they going to come up with something that will be all shocked, or what do you think?
Well, first of all, I never thought I'd be riding KTMs. I tell you that right now. I told people that, like, you know, 10 years ago, if you'd asked me to be riding KTMs, 10 years ago, if you'd said that KTM would win, you know, Supercross championship like what Dungey did, I'd say no way. I would have bet you money, you know. And KTM really has turned things around. They've done a great job, and we love the bikes. We've had quite a few KTMs. The 250 four-strokes, really like those. The 300, the new 17 and up 300s, love those bikes. They're amazing. No vibration, great bikes. So there's some really good bikes coming in, and their technology, they tend to be a little bit more risky as far as on the borderline. Being, you know, the KTM right now is way down on the weight compared to the Japanese manufacturers. The Japanese manufacturers want things a lot more. They're more concerned about durability, long term, and KTM's willing to, you know, have bikes that are on the limit, I think, and as far as racing, and they seem to still be very durable and hold up well. So far. Now, as far as what the Japanese are going to do, it seemed like they're not doing much. KTM, the other thing that's really KTM's doing that the other manufacturers aren't, is they're building way more models. They have SXF, 250, 350, 450, and then you have XCF, 250, 350, 450. Then you have XCWs. And then you have two-strokes. You know, Honda makes basically, you know, now Honda just came out with, you know, just released the information on their
models, right?
250 and 450 RXs, and then a 450L. And that 450L is to compete with an EXC, KTM street legal bike. Now, I don't know how competitive it's going to be. It looks really good. I think it's going to be a pretty good, you know, effort from them. Then this last week, the new KX 450s come out. And now that bike has gotten many of the updates that people have been wanting from the KTM. It's still a lot heavier than the KTM, but so far, everything I'm hearing, this bike's probably going to be, it's probably going to be the best 450 for 2019, most likely. So they've added electric start, which it's the first, you know, the Japanese have been waiting to get to this. They added a hydraulic clutch. That's the first Japanese manufacturer to offer hydraulic clutch.
That took quite a time, huh?
It's a great field. KTM's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
So they offer that, and they got rid of their air forks, which no one was liking. KTM is the only air forks that people really like. So they went with a dual spring Showa fork that's more like an A-kit fork on the new KX 450. And so far, everybody's saying that bike's amazing. we're out today with Ping, and he just loves it. And I talked to a bunch of the other magazine guys who've ridden it; they love it. I'm not much of a 450 guy. It's too much bike for me, so I tend to stick to the 250s, 300s, 350s, that kind of thing, and stay away from them.
Yeah. I also heard the argument that KTM is doing bikes, mainly dirt bikes, right? But then you look at the Yamaha; they do a lot of musical instruments. Then Honda does the cars, and Suzuki does the cars too. So dirt bikes is not really their main thing in the company. It's not a focus. So they just kind of stay behind and.
Yeah, and I've wondered about that. And I've wondered why Kawasaki can pay Villopoto and now Tomac all this big money when they don't sell that many bikes. You know, this big guy, $10 million. I don't know why, but I think it's because Japanese have a lot of pride in winning for their brand, and Honda thinks they sell these. They're going to sell mowers and generators and other things that will result in some sales. So maybe that's why they will put a lot of effort into racing. And so even Honda's upgraded their 450, and they have one of the best riders in Tomac and in Roxon. So they're all trying really hard, and I think we're going to see the Japanese start to make bigger improvements towards where KTM and Husky are. And even the TM bikes have a lot of technology in them. The newer, so there's a lot of bikes from Europe that have a lot of good technology there.
And what do you think about that two-stroke future? There is a TPI technology. It's a fuel injection for two-strokes, and KTM Husky is coming with that. Do you think that there's a future of a two-stroke, that every two-stroke will shift in like 4 or 5 years into a fuel injection, or you think we're gonna still keep the carbs?
At first I said, they're still going to keep carbs. But I said that back when they switched these things from carbs, like in 09. I was thinking about it the other day. I didn't want to switch from my 09 250 to my 2010 250. And I have that bike right there. I still have it from 2010. And I've kept it. And we put a ton of time on that bike. And the fuel injection is amazing. So to answer your question is, I think that it will take over all the two-strokes, at least with KTM, who's developing new two-strokes. Yamaha is really just, it's the same bike from 05, 06, 07. They just have upgraded. I don't see, unless they're going to really spend some time developing, I don't see the Japanese manufacturers chasing the two-stroke thing. I really don't, unfortunately. Just with their mini bikes, 65, 85, Yamaha's just updated that stuff. So I can see that. I don't see them chasing this two-stroke market. And so I think they're going to let KTM just do what they will.
Don't they have fuel-injected two-stroke jet skis, Yamahas?
Yeah.
Why don't they put the technology?
Well, but now they sell just 4-strokes. But yes, that technology's been there from Kawasaki. They had direct injection in two-stroke, 1100 engines, 18 years ago, like 99, 2000.
Right. It would be fun if they put in a dirt bikes and just bring something new for us. We can enjoy.
So and I rode the TPI bikes. I like them a lot. It's a little bit different feel because you have a power valve that moves and changing the port timing, which is a lot different than a 4-stroke. So I think once they get that relationship dialed in, and everybody I talk to, it sounds like it's getting better and better every time they're making tweaks. So I think within the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to see there. Cody Webb rode the thing at King of the Hammers Motos deal, and he rode one and did. Obviously really good. And
big question for us Californians is whether that TPI would be enough for the California guys upstairs, and they will allow us to ride it on the road and also ride it with the green sticker. What do you think about that?
I think you're going to have to probably still go to Arizona or Utah to go get a license plate or do your shady business.
But that's why they did it in the first place in Europe.
I know.
To pass the emission to Euro 5.
But we're talking about California politicians. You're not used to this yet. You haven't been here long enough to know that the stupidity doesn't stop. Like they don't. So there's probably no chance of us getting cool two-strokes that are street legal.
I have one last question, and you guys know what I'm going to ask, right? Would you be willing to help me with my KTM 300 build that I just started a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I'll help on that. It's an 04, you said?
Yeah, it's an 04.
Yeah, it sounds fun to me.
Sounds great. You guys, he built 2006. It was 2006 KTM 300 EXC or XC, right?
Yeah.
For Dirt Bike magazine.
Yeah, we did it at 2006. We've done an 06 200 and 300. There's not many bikes that haven't done, but we haven't done one of those. So I'll be glad to help you.
Great. I'll put links below in the description, guys. Those builds are amazing, and when I look at them, I didn't know it's 2006. Only after I was watching the video. So that was actually the big news I wanted to share with you. That Jay Clark will help me to build the bike together with you guys. We'll put it together, and it's gonna be awesome.
Well, cool. And we live close together. I mean, an hour apart. So
yeah, isn't that amazing? 1 hour
in California, that's close. So
yeah.
So and we'll be able to go riding some and share some trails and get you on the track some as well.
That'd be great. You know, Jay was doing a lot of stuff. I think you saw him on YouTube in many different places, but he's also running his own YouTube channel, Dirt Bike TV. I'll put link in the description. He's sharing a lot of cool stuff there, a lot of tips, you know, a lot of riding places and a lot of useful things that you guys can use for your dirt bike riding. So definitely check it out, and hopefully this is just the beginning of the long-term relationship. I'm really excited because as I said before, I've been watching his videos for a long time, and I admire his work, his passion, and his love for this sport.
Are you gonna get my muscles big like yours?
I can try that.
All right.
Dirt and iron, right? I'm not really doing the iron a lot, but I can try. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. Thanks, Jay.
Very cool.